What up, everybody? This is Bronco Juggalo.
Don't know why the fuck he's talking like that, but it's Bill too.
It was funny. Kinda.
No.
So, anyways, today we are doing a Comic Cave episode. And we have started phase 2 of the MCU with Iron Man 3. Directed by Shane Black. Starring all the usual people in an Iron Man.
Yeah.
And adding to the mix Sir Ben Kingsley as the Mandarin and Guy Pearce as Aldrich Killian? I don't know, something like that.
Okay, something like that.
In this movie, the Mandarin is a terrorist who has been causing trouble around the world, especially in America. Setting up bombs, things like that. And Iron Man sets out to stop him, all the while dealing with PTSD from the whole New York incident with the Avengers.
Yep.
Going up into the black hole kind of fucked up Iron Man in the head a little bit.
He was already fucked up.
I actually had kind of a profound moment in the shower this morning.
Oh God, I don't want. No, don't want to hear this.
I was thinking about these movies, and I was thinking about how you really didn't enjoy this movie that much.
No, I didn't.
And I enjoyed it a lot more than the times before I've watched it. Now, here's the thing I was thinking about. The MCU is based on a formula. And it's a formula that pretty much works. Every film in the MCU is based this way. Every single one. Every single one is based on a formula. You get your hero, who then goes through something tragic or hard.
Yeah, that's
and goes on
basic.
a downward spiral. Then you introduce your villain, who a lot of times wasn't known as the villain to begin with. And then at the end, the hero has to overcome all those things and then beat the villain. And in these MCU movies, he beats the villain, in my opinion, pretty easily. Yeah. But it's the same motifs. Basically, every Marvel movie you watch, no matter which one it is, or who it stars, is pretty much the same film. They're all basically the same movie.
I don't see it that way, but okay.
They are. They even talk about the MCU formula, how they are all the exact same way. They're all done the exact same way.
Oh, okay. I was thinking about all Marvel movies, not MCU.
No, I'm talking about the MCU, the way it is now. They're
just
all
the MCU.
Yeah, they're all done the exact same way.
Oh, okay.
They're all the exact same formula. And it does work. That's why they haven't changed it.
Okay, I was a little confused there to begin with because I'm thinking all Marvel movies. Okay, I was a little confused.
They have all this like irreverent comedy that gets thrown in just here and there, or whatever. And then if you look at like Infinity Wars and Endgame, that is just one long movie that is the exact same thing happen. And usually these things are nowhere more is this formula shown. And no more is it shown to be completely true to itself as it is within the Iron Man franchise. The 3 Iron Man films are all exactly the same movie, just with different parts.
And that's kind of why I don't like this film.
But I was like, man, so that's why I've said there's not a movie in the MCU I don't not like. There's some I like to lesser extents. There's some I don't think are as good.
Yeah.
But there's none that I dislike. There's none that I can't stand. There's none that I don't want to watch again. I'll watch them all if I'm marathoning or whatever I'm doing.
Okay.
There's none that I dislike. The closest that it came from me disliking a movie was probably Infinity Wars. And I said it then, I'll say it now. However Endgame turned out would have made Infinity Wars either better or worse, and luckily it made it better. So, even though I've got bones to pick with Infinity War too, but whatever. Really, I didn't have any real negative things to say about this movie this time. Except, like you said, it kind of just goes there. It just kind of floats on the radar. And you kind of forget about it about a week or so after watching it.
And that is my let's just start there. That is my biggest con for this film. It is just probably the most forgettable in the entire MCU. I'd say it is. Because I bought this film, I've watched it once, and then this is the second time I've ever watched it. I did not enjoy it. Like, visually, yes, it's visually an amazing film, but oh, same hashed out shit, only different villain, blah, blah, fucking blah. I'm sorry, no,
My
no,
only
I need
issue,
more.
My only real issue with this movie is the same issue that a lot of people have with it, and it's the way that they handled the Mandarin. I just didn't like that.
Yep.
I wanted to see something more. I wanted it to be more like the comic.
More dramatic.
But, that's really my only gripe. Is, like I said, this one can be a bit forgettable, though. You do kind of forget about it.
Yeah.
A few weeks after watching it.
Oh, yeah. Another thing I gotta say is I did not like the little kid sidekick. I thought, what is this? Why is this in here? This does nothing for the story. I was just annoyed through that whole part of this movie. With the little kid sidekick. This is Iron Man. What the fuck? What's going on here?
Like I said, it didn't bother me.
It didn't bother him, but I was just like, okay, really? And I'm bored. I'm bored throughout this entire part. And, that brings me to my last con for this film. This film has some boring ass parts where I'm just like, this does nothing for the story. Absolutely nothing. Why is it here? There is no reason.
Well, even though, like we said, it can be forgettable, it did bring in $1.2 billion on a $200 million budget.
Okay.
All these movies seem to have a $200 million budget. But it brought in $1.2 billion, so it made its money big time. Brought $1 billion in over what it made. And if you wondered why this movie may have felt kind of like an ending to the franchise, because they, it is the last Iron Man movie they made, but
Yeah.
at the time they made this movie, before, Age of Ultron, before all the other movies, before Infinity Wars, before all that, Robert Downey Jr.'s contract was up with this movie. So they ended it that way in case they couldn't get anything else out of him. It would be the end. If he couldn't have come back for the others, this would have been it for Iron Man. That's why if he blew up all the suits, that's why he said he was going to concentrate on her.
Yep.
But then at the very tag end, the after credit scene, he put the "I am Iron Man. I don't need the suit. I'm Iron Man." But that was just in case he does come back. So if you're wondering why it kind of had a finality to it or a final feel to it, that's why. They weren't sure if they were going to get him back.
And honestly, he'd be stupid not to come back. This really revitalized his career.
I did like all of the iterations of the suit that we got to see especially towards the end.
Yes.
That was cool. Watching his house get blown up was kind of cool.
That was a big pro of mine, was all the different suits.
And seeing Tony really struggle in this one with the suit that was only a little bit of power or no suit at all or whatever, that was kind of cool too. So.
Oh, okay.
But that's pretty much all I really have to say about the whole movie, honestly.
Hey, the only other thing I got to put in on here is visually, again, amazing visuals.
All these movies are about the same. They all look good.
Yeah, but you got to give credit where credit's due. The visuals are amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, that's why we watch movies. We want to be entertained. Are you not entertained? And if you're not, movie sucks. If you're entertained, excellent. Doesn't matter what movie it is.
I don't know if that's totally true, but that's okay. That's my opinion.
That's for every individual's opinion on
It
the
can
film.
still be a bad movie but entertain me. I like a lot of really shitty movies.
So do I.
But
other people
I'm not
revere
gonna
them.
say it's a good movie. It's still a bad movie. I just happen to like
as
it.
long as you're entertained, man. As long as you're entertained.
So. Well, is that it?
One last thing I want to touch on before we leave is I love the Mandarin's propaganda videos. True terrorist style. Makes you, it doesn't make us scared because we know this is fake, but in real life this is what they do.
Yeah, and that's why I said it kind of disappointed when we found out what was actually happening with the Mandarin.
Yeah, that was disappointing.
So, Well, guys, I enjoyed it more this time. He didn't really enjoy it at all. But we both agree that this is kind of a middle of the road movie for the MCU, just kind of barely in the middle.
Barely in the middle?
You're giving
God.
You said earlier middle of the road, but now you're saying full thumbs down?
I'm saying you don't need to see this movie. You don't. If you've never seen this movie and you want to, go ahead. If you don't, hey, you ain't missing out on shit.
Well, there it is, guys. This is Bronco Juggalo saying go and check out the Patreon. Love to see y'all in the Horror Mob. And go and check out the Teespring store for all your awesome Bronco Juggalo, Super Slash Brothers, Dave Maggot, the Horror Man merch, and Horrific Nightmares JM merch. Peace.
And Bill saying, good night.
Talking about mob shit. Got a couple $100 grand, nah, it ain't much. Mob shit. One phone call, you can get